All right, number 7. An employee working in a shipping department accidentally cut herself with a utility knife while opening up a cardboard container. The employee reported that same day. The doctor cleans the wound, applies the bandage, and gives the employee a tetanus shot. Is it work-related? Yes. Did the employee report within required timelines? Yes. Should you report it to workers' comp? Yes, the reoccurring theme. Is it recordable on your OSHA Form 300? No. Yeah, so tetanus shot, that's considered first aid. And the fact that the doctor did the cleaning and the bandaging doesn't move it up the chain any. It's still first aid, okay? Number 8, an employee takes a company truck home every night. The employee leaves home in the morning, headed to the company job site, and is involved in a traffic accident. He is taken to the hospital with a broken collarbone. You are notified the same day of the incident. Is it work-related? He's headed to the job site, but when you let people take the company truck home, you may have shortchanged that system so that instead of the parking lot issue, the minute they get into the company vehicle, that's when work starts, okay? So just keep that in mind that you can end up putting yourself a little bit more at risk over that. Did the employee report it within the required timelines? Yes. Should you report it to workers' comp? Yes. Is it recordable on your OSHA Form 300? Why? Broken bone. Now, both the toe and the collarbone, there's not a whole lot they can do for those things, but because it is a broken bone, at that point it becomes recordable, okay? And the first aid thing doesn't fall into that. Number 9, an employee working in a 3-foot deep trench is overexposed to carbon monoxide and passes out. The employee is transported by ambulance to the emergency room. The employee is treated for carbon monoxide poisoning and spends the night in the hospital. Is it work-related? Yes. Did they report it within the required timelines? Should you report it to workers' comp? Yes. Is it recordable on your OSHA Form 300? Because they were admitted as one thing. What's the other one? Well, the hospitalization, because they're definitely getting treatment. Yeah, loss of consciousness. So the minute they lost consciousness, now that becomes recordable.
Okay, let's go back to the previous one.
Okay.
Let's say that your boss calls you up and says, hey, look, we're getting a lot of fire activity. I need you to come into work. You're taking your personal vehicle to come into work, or it's on your day off.
Okay.
You get in an accident. What happens?
You're in your personal vehicle.
But you're asked to come in to work by your boss on your day off.
Personal vehicle. I don't know that okay, again, I'm going to give you the caveat, it depends, and it's on the specifics of each individual case. But in this case, just because they're traveling to work and they're in their own personal vehicle, I don't know that that would be work-related until they got to the site. Okay? Even if it was their day off and it was going to work, every day that I go to work, my travel from my house to the parking lot is not considered work-related. But now once I get to the job site and I get out, because that's where I have to park, and that's where I'm instructed to park if I'm fighting a fire or something, there's a specific place I'm parking, then in that particular case, from the minute I step out of the vehicle, that would be considered work-related. But I don't think on the way to work would be considered work-related, even though it's their day off.
I think the same answer under the facts of that question, even in a company vehicle, if you're going to a place, normal, an office environment, whatever, where you report to work every morning, not an actual site like a construction site.
Right.
I think that's commuting to work.
No, it changes a little bit, Mickey, in the fact that the way that they're looking at that is that you change the location of where you come to work at. The minute you get into that company rig, because they used to let us do that when I was with the Department of Labor and Industry, I got to take my vehicle home every night. Well, the one reason they told us that they stopped allowing us to do that was because they considered that work-related, and so that the minute I got into the vehicle in the morning, headed to work, now I'm on the, even though I'm not getting paid for that time, but it's considered work-related. Yeah.
Well, the rest of the story is that
I knew there was more.
called this individual. She was being paid
Oh, okay.
And so she was on the clock.
At that point, it's work-related.
It's just like
Okay,
being on
putting
call.
it, yeah, putting it on, yeah, put it, it has to, again, this comes down to the specifics of each case. So the fact that the person is now being paid, even though they're in their personal vehicle going to the site, the minute they step in and you're paying their time for the travel time, then in that particular case, it becomes work-related, I would think. And again, it's going to have to be the claims examiner that goes through all this and makes these determinations.
Well, here's what actually happened. So it did go to our HR. And our HR said, yeah, we'll cover that because she was on the clock.
Okay.
But HR left it up to the individual boss, and the boss says, I don't want to cover it, use your own.
Health insurance?
Yeah, and so what happened was, then they cited the law, well, there's this thing called 2-hour callback, you know, that you put her on the clock, we have to pay for it.
Right.
So it was kind of an interesting thing. I thought it was kind of funny that the boss would be so concerned about that when he was the one who called her in on her day off to come to work because he needed help.
Right. Yeah, and that's, and again, it goes back to those situations. Now, the thing is, the boss may say, no, I don't want her covered, but it's going to be the claims examiner that's going to make that determination whether she was or whether she wasn't covered. Based on based on the information you give me, the fact that they're paying her for the travel to come into work and everything else like that. So the minute she got the call, now she's on the clock, yeah, it's work related.
So does the claims examiner talk to the person and the boss?
They talk to everybody.
They can talk to whoever they want?
Yeah, they're talking to the injured worker because they're working with the injured worker to get them the best care. They want to make sure that they got them with the right doctor. They want to make sure that they're healing. They're talking to them all the time and making sure that everything's going well with them. They're talking with the doctor to determine all the things, what kind of medical care are we doing and making sure that the doctor's prescribing the right things and that kind of information. And then they're also working with the employer on like return to work issues and the employee seems to be doing fine. Do you have any work that we can bring them back, modified duty or something like that, so that we do know that people heal faster when they come back to work. If you're sitting on the couch and you're vegging in front of the TV, people just don't heal as fast. So that claims examiner is talking to everybody.